Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a very heated interaction between Ilhan Omar and her constituents. The more I see her, and I'm actually really surprised she was even able to retain her seat. The more I see individuals like her and Toledo Rashid, the more I truly believe those who are not American-born citizens should never be able to obtain office. Sorry. She continues to misconstrue the Constitution. The Constitution was written by we the people, for we the people, and those who represent our Constitution should be representing we the people, not whatever your interests are. When you start representing your own interests and making policies based off of your interests instead of what the people want, your constituents who put you into office want, then we are headed for a very dark time. So without further ado, we're going to watch Ilhan Omar talk shit to her own constituents in regards to the Ukraine-Russia war.
Representative Ilhan Omar's Thursday town hall was interrupted by a protester. The protester challenged Omar for supporting sending aid to Ukraine. In a heated back and forth, Omar responded, quote, "We are helping Ukraine defend themselves." Omar is the first Muslim refugee in Congress and added that, quote, "We are helping little children like me." Earlier this week, a protester heckled Senator Elizabeth Warren and Representative Ayanna Pressley at a student debt cancellation event over funding for the war in Ukraine.
These are for war, so what difference does it make?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we losing by voting?
You're all for war. Both of you.
Well, if there are independent candidates, you can vote for them.
You know, if you
We
want
thought
to
you
change
were gonna do
if
it.
you want to change the conversation.
I already told you my voting record that you continue to
You are
say
supposed to be a
doesn't
progressive.
tell
Yeah,
you.
you're supposed to stand against the establishment.
Anti-war.
I am
80
anti-war.
billion to Ukraine is
I
not
am
anti-war.
We are helping Ukraine defend themselves. It is
Ukraine
defense.
is killing its own
We
citizens.
are helping people
In the
survive
Donbass.
war. We are helping little children like
You're
me
helping
that
to start
have been held.
Perpetuating
So
the issue.
unless
You're
listen.
pressing the big red button.
Listen, unless you have not been paying attention to what is happening, there are millions of Ukrainians that have been displaced. There are piles of bodies that are being found in mass graves.
What about
There are little children
Yeah.
whose lives are being lost.
By
You can
Zelensky.
sit here,
Yeah,
you
by
can
Zelensky
sit here
and
and
Donbass.
talk, but unless you are someone like me that has been that child, you do not get to tell me what my votes mean and how I get to vote in supporting.
It doesn't matter where you are from. You are not in Somalia anymore. You are in America. You do get told how to vote. You do get told what to support. And what it is that you should be voting for and supporting for is what the people want, not what your personal vendetta vengeance over how someone, mainly warlords in your country, tore it apart. You do not get to play around with American lives because you feel like you are in some righteous dignitation that you have to go out here and be the world police. You are the one who needs to go out here and save little children. When we have countless children here in America dying because individuals like you have let open the border and let through the floodgates of fentanyl that's killing kids here. You do not get to sit on your high pedestal and believe and think that you are above the citizens who voted to put you in office. And to sit here and send aid and vote and support to send $80 million over to Ukraine when you have Zelensky not really giving a shit about his own people. If he did, he would come to the table and actually negotiate with Putin. But you don't want to do that. You guys won't even call for that type of diplomacy. And the further we keep funding this, the further that we keep promoting this, the more Russia is going to retaliate. Who's to say that by us supporting it more and more and more, that Russia's not going to get a little bit frustrated themselves and start pointing weapons at us. And that's what you are playing around with American lives. And to sit here and say that you don't know how this feels because you're not like me. I was one of those little girls. How did your country be torn apart? How was your country torn apart? And why do you think that America should help out your country when we have problems here of our own? Who are you to sit here and tell the world that, sure, we will help you at the expense of Americans? We did not vote for you to be put in office to do as you see fit. You are in that position because you are there to do as we tell you to. But for some reason, people like this keep forgetting. And that's why I hope her time in Congress, I hope her time in politics come close or just come very close to an end. She needs to be gone. And I hope everybody wake up to this. It doesn't matter what you look like. I don't give a shit what DEI stands for. When you have radical people like this who don't care, the things that she has said about her own constituents, white people in particular, is disgusting. And you're supposed to be here representing we the people? Doesn't seem like you're doing that. It seems like you're doing a shitty ass job. And I wholeheartedly stand by my saying, those who are not American born citizens should never be able to obtain office, period. Just like we have that expectation for the highest landed office, this should be upheld at every office level. And yeah, I know sometimes it's sad to hear. I'm sad to say that because we do have exemplary politicians that are in office that do not support this Ukraine war, who care about the people in this country because they fled places like Ukraine, they fled places like Cuba, they fled places like Venezuela and have been in our government. I don't know anybody from Venezuela, but definitely someone from Cuba, definitely from someone from Ukraine. And I watch how passionate they are that they do not want our country going down the same road. But when you start having individuals like this who are more interested in how they feel it should be governed, and instead of doing what the people tell them to do, they vote on how they should support something. Yeah, that's when we start to resemble countries that are very similar to the ones that she left. Okay, so this individual, I really do hope her time as senator closes. It comes to an end. And I hope she never gets in a position of power anywhere. This woman is dangerous, and she's a liar, and she's a racist. She is dangerous. And if you are a Muslim, yeah, I'm going to go there. If you are a Muslim, please tell me, is she an embarrassment? Is she an embarrassment in representing you guys? Because to me, she sounds like she's a fucking embarrassment. Looking at her and how she is how she is talking about other individuals outside the Muslim faith, this sounds like someone who would be an embarrassment in your country. The things how she messed around with her brother, how she speaks about white people, how she wants to sexualize children. Like, honestly, those who are of the Muslim faith or the Islam faith, tell me, is she an embarrassment to your people? An embarrassment representation of your people? I would love to hear it in the comments, because I don't think, as conservative as you guys are, I don't think as conservative and as orthodox as you guys are, this type of behavior would be accepted. Unless I must be wrong, but I would really like to get you guys' opinion. I've already heard what they think of Talita Rashid in Michigan. How do y'all feel about her? Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I can't stand to look at this lady. If it was up to me, her ass would be deported, citizenship stripped. She will never be able to come back into this country. But then again, I'm an extremist.